Hi everyone, it's Alex here and I've been back in Saigon for about 2 weeks now. It's been a bit of an adjustment getting back into things, but I'm enjoying the city again now, getting used to everything here. It's been nice to see the team at Ninja Teacher, and we are very close to finishing setting up our new TEFL Academy location, which is really exciting. People arriving soon. I'm going to show you that in a video coming up very soon. Got my cafe soda, which is Vietnamese coffee, iced coffee, strong. So I've been exploring Saigon again, and there's a lot of cool stuff open at the moment. We went to this really cool donut cafe, I guess it is, which I'll show you a few clips of here. As usual, Saigon is absolutely amazing food-wise and restaurant-wise, so I've been going to some good restaurants, ordering food off Grab as well. But of course, one of the big things is finding accommodation when you move to a new city. And here I am in an Airbnb, which is only $25 per night. So I'm going to show you this Airbnb, talk a little bit about if Airbnb is a good option for staying in Vietnam and how long you should use it for, because we get a lot of questions about where you should stay when you first arrive. And obviously there's the option of long-term accommodation, but especially if you're looking for a job, you don't want to get an apartment in a certain area and then find out you get a job in a different part of the city. So ideally you want to stay in some short-term accommodation. Same goes for if you're coming to do a TEFL course through Ninja Teacher, or if you're just wanting to explore the city and get used to things for a bit, you want to stay in shorter term accommodation. So let me show you around a bit here and then we can talk a little bit more about that. Okay, so coming in here, you'll see there is obviously quite a nice little view there actually. So we've got here a little kitchenette area, and that's one nice thing about Airbnbs is usually you're renting out a small studio apartment, usually on Airbnb, so you get a bit of a kitchen area. Some hotels wouldn't have that, so if you're wanting to make something simple, you can do that. We've got a cabinet here, so let me just show you this view first because it's quite nice. This is Tao Dien area, which is in District 2. So this is actually a bit more of an expensive area because it's a bit more residential. A lot of expats like to stay in this area. It's a bit away from some other areas of the city, so it depends where you work. You don't necessarily want to live here unless you work nearby, otherwise it can be quite a far commute. And it's got a washing machine too, that's convenient. And it's just like a nice chilled little alley here. Quite quiet. For Vietnam, for Saigon, it's particularly quiet. Some green. And just for reference, you see all these towers here? This is where you want to probably find long-term accommodation. Of course, you can find studios and stuff which you can stay long-term in these kinds of buildings, which are also good. If you want a bigger apartment though, there's lots of towers, these big buildings all over Saigon, which can be quite affordable, especially if you rent for like 6 months or a year. All these kinds of buildings, scout around and get in contact with the building management. Some have better English speaking staff than others, obviously. So you kind of have to navigate that a bit and just scout, scout around. But yeah, right now we're talking about short-term accommodation, and like this is a really good option, This $25 per night. We've got a nice TV here. The bed is comfortable. That's one thing, Vietnamese style beds can be quite hard, but I think more and more Airbnb hosts are realizing that, people want soft beds. So if it's a good one, they're gonna usually have a better quality bed. And we have a little bathroom here. Simple, fine. Got a shower, hot water, and everything works well. So price-wise, I saw cheaper options, quite a lot of cheaper options around the city. Airbnb is actually really big now in Saigon. So you're gonna see hundreds of options probably, and you can filter it down. You can say entire place to yourself or room in a shared house if you're on a budget, which is usually fine as well. And if you go to different areas of the city, you're gonna get even cheaper than this. And one of the main reasons why I recommend Airbnb is because you get monthly discounts. So most of the hosts give you about 10 or 20% off if you book for an entire month, which makes it considerably cheaper. Actually, I think this place didn't offer a big monthly discount, which was a bit disappointing, but I'm only staying here for a week for now. But that can actually help you save a lot, and that's one of the big reasons why, yes, you can book on booking.com and Agoda for hotels, and you can get some good options on hotels, but if you're booking for a month-long stay, you're not necessarily going to get a discount, usually not. And another nice thing about Airbnb is obviously you can look at the map view and filter down exactly where you want to be, and we actually just added a section in our online platform for those that are joining our TEFL programs in Vietnam, kind of breaking down the areas near our academy so they know a bit more about where they would like to book. There's a lot of good options, within a nice short commutable distance. But with Airbnb, you can actually filter on the map and you can see exactly where you want to be and then look at all the price ranges in those locations. And the biggest tip I'd give you is to look for reviews. Sounds simple, but if you book one that has no reviews, you don't really know what you're getting. But if you get one that has a lot of recent reviews that are positive, then it's probably going to be really good. Like, this has been fine. There's been like nothing wrong with this one. The manager of the building has been really nice, smooth check-in. And I think recently even Airbnb has got a lot more serious about covering you. If it's not as advertised, then they will find you a new location. I think it's like a brand new thing. They call it air cover. So that's nice because sometimes you see like a lot of options and you don't really know if it's going to be good or not. But that's good to know that you're covered and they'll book you a new place if it's not as advertised. And you can see the hosts, like if there's a super host, it means they have a lot of Airbnb properties usually, or they've got one or two that have really good ratings and stuff. So you can kind of filter down and see what's good and pick a good option. And I think this has really made finding something in Vietnam, at least to start, a lot easier. And one of the nice things too is often when you speak to them directly and you move into the Airbnb, they'll say like, oh, are you looking for a longer term apartment? And then you've got a contact because they usually know like a bunch of buildings that have long-term options, which are obviously going to be cheaper. And you can pay directly with a card and you don't have to worry about like the prices being different to what people say if you book through Airbnb. So this is my recommendation for finding a place when you first move to Vietnam. I think it's definitely one of the best options. And then obviously you can speak to real estate agents and scout around to find long-term accommodation. You can get good prices on something if you're staying a bit longer term, and if you want something a bit bigger, you can basically just set your requirements, your budget, and find something that suits you. So I think that's everything I wanted to cover in this video, showing you this place and booking Airbnbs. If you have any questions, you can leave them below. And if you are interested in teaching English in Vietnam, you can contact us at ninjateacher.com. So I'll speak to you soon in a new video about life in Vietnam, teaching English in Vietnam, and I'll speak to you then. Peace.